Hello. In this video, we're going to go over form, structure, and sense in the digital SAT reading and writing section. So here are some tips that you want to go over for this kind of question before we officially start attempting them. So the first one, after you've read the text, what you want to do is look at the purpose of each sentence and paragraph. If you're able to identify these things, then it'll help you understand the main ideas and key points, as well as how the answers you have selected can help you with those purposes and sentences. If they differ, you'll understand that they're not really answering the same questions. And if they're not answering the same questions, you might have to shift your perspective a little bit. The third part over here is the sentence placement and transitions. So, form, structure, and sense, this is also having to do with transitions. So if you want to look at that video for any further review, please feel free to do so. So, sentence placement and transitions, you want to look at how everything is arranged in the text. Does it make sense to you? How does one sentence shift to another sentence? That's where the transitions are being used. So if you can understand these things, then you're in good shape. Number four, you have consistent tones and styles across both the text and the answer. If you selected an answer that doesn't really have the same tone as the text or the same style, then generally speaking, you might not be getting the right answer. However, there might sometimes be exceptions to the rule. Sometimes the questions might be a bit tricky. But generally speaking, this kind of question isn't really where any trickery is going to take place. And last tip I'll be sharing in this video is the process of elimination. So without further ado, let's start by looking at the first practice problem. The correct answer to this one is going to be A. Now, the way we know this is because we see that this is singular over here, the radiation. There's only one radiation over here, so we can rule out option C. Because if there was multiple radiations, like if the radiations was written instead, then C would be the right answer. And B and D don't really agree with the subject verb. It doesn't say the radiation that are occurring, again, because this is a singular object, so are wouldn't be appropriate. And the radiation, again, have occurred. This wouldn't be, this would only really happen with plural objects, and this is a singular object. So that's one way you could have answered this question. Please pause and try to figure this question out on your own. I'll be sure to show you how we can get the answer. The correct answer for this one is A. Again, this is also something to do with the subject verb agreement because we can see here that this tool measures economic potential, sustainability, and citizen quality of life. We can see, like, judging based on the context of this question, we see that it's being used in recent years. It's something that people are still using today. So it's not something would have measured as in a hypothetical, and it's not something that's like will have been measuring either. It doesn't really fit the context of the past, a hypothetical, or will have been measuring, like a hypothetical again. So A is what shows us the present tense, and that's going to be how we get a correct answer. All right, this one. Please pause to try and figure this one out. The correct answer in this case is D. Now, what we're being tested on here is the use of possessive nouns and the use of possessive determinatives. So we can see that the singular possessive noun is phrases. So there's going to be one simple phrase. We're also seeing that it shows us the number of the singular possessive noun. So there's only one in each case. So there's one simple yet complex phrase. So that's why we would arrive at D as the correct answer. All right, please pause, try and figure this question out on your own. The correct answer to this one is also D. Now, the convention being tested here is the use of verbs to express tense in a sentence. So here we're being given past progressive. That's the tense we're being here used here because we're seeing was studying, and that's been consistent with other past tense verbs like made and collected, which is used to describe variety's discovery. We're also seeing that the past progressive tense is correctly showing us that an ongoing action in the past that was occurring at the same time another event occurred in the past. So she was studying and she made an interesting discovery. All of this occurred in the same at the same time. So based on that, we would arrive at D as our answer. All right, practice problem number 5, we do. Again, I want you to try pausing this one, figure it out on your own, and then I'll show you how we can get the correct answer. The correct answer to this one is going to be A. Now, A is the right answer because we're being tested on subject modifier placements. So the noun phrase of the researchers is what's being the subject of the sentence. And this is immediately placed after the modifying phrase, like from knowing the flying insects keep the packs pointed towards sunlight during the day. This is what's being placed. This is where the researchers are being placed. Because of this, we can see that the researchers know that flying insects keep their backs pointed towards sunlight during the day, and not another noun in the sentence. So based on that, we would arrive at A as our answer. None of the other answers really reflect on that. Last one over here, please pause and try to figure this one out. The correct answer is C. Now, what we've been texted on here is the use of verb forms within a sentence. So, what we've been paired with here is the pair between the comma after Sarah with the comma after environment, and it uses the word intending to form a supplementary phrase. So this is what describes the reaction that Sarah intends the sculptors to provoke. So it appears between the noun phrase that it modifies, so American abstract artist Richard Serra, and the finite present tense verb assembles. So this is what functions as a sentence main verb and talks about what Sarah does. So this is how we would arrive at C as our answer. I hope this video helped you with any questions and concerns you had about the form, structure, and sense part of the digital SAT. Thank you all for watching, and feel free to check out my other videos to help you with your academic journey.